Miglia is always such a beautiful race, and a very big applause to the people that have chosen these images, because they always come in a few seconds. It's impossible to show such beautiful images. Welcome. Thank you for being here today. We are really starting with this conference, this press conference, the Miglia of edition 41, which is a very special edition, because it's been confirmed in June, so Miglia can be longer. So from 4 days to 5 days. It's going to go through Piemonte, and it's going to stop in Milan, because we are in the 2023 Brescia Capital of Culture of Italy. And so there are hundreds of reasons to follow Miglia. I would like to show you one very important one, which has a sentimental aspect, which is not silly. It is the 70 years of a race. In 1953, two people, Coppelotti and Mario Corazza, were driving in the Miglia. And on Tuesday, on the platform, before the official start, on a Topolino and Coppolotti and Corazza will be in this car. And it's something that we would like to thank him, because he has turned 90 this year, and we're giving him a big applause to Alfredo Coppelotti. For many years they've been here with us. There is the new mayor of Brescia, Laura Castelletti, who will give us the real welcome to this Miglia.
Thank you. Good afternoon and welcome. I've always followed the appointments and the presentations, even in the past years, of the Miglia. A great race. And as this year, as the mayor, it's even a better emotion. Miglia is, for us, as you know, it's a ticket, it's a visiting ticket, an international ticket, which has a great value, because the town, together with its vocation as an industrial town, as a town that works, is also trying to arrive at a touristic way to grow and to develop. And this year, with Brescia as the capital cultural, it's becoming even more important to see this town, that the town and Miglia is together, and that in a way it will be to give each other a great hand, because Brescia offers to Miglia and to who arrives the possibility to find a wonderful town, a welcoming town, a great town with a great monumental value. And for us, it's also a good visiting card to go around the world, for you to tell people around the world our capacity to be a historical town, but also to be an innovative town. The countdown has started. We've seen in these days the village here in Piazza Vittoria. It's starting to take body. It's starting to get full of people. And as every year, there's a great expectation. And the fact that we are the capital of culture represents that there will be much more people. It will be more enthusiastic. And there will be teams coming from all over, and their tourists will be all over people. So we'll be coming from all over the world for this great race. So beautiful beauty of this town, of our cities, and we will welcome you all. The Brescians will be a lot in the centers of the town. There's a lot of curiosity, there's a lot of affection, and there's a way of feeling that you're the protagonist, because it's not only to be a driver or to be passionate for Miglia. Miglia involves you in emotions and in bigger, great values. I'm also happy that the choice after many years to stop in the center of the town. This is something which is important. These links are created. It starts to tell stories and histories. A very strong feeling gets formed and grows, because it makes the town important and it involves the whole town, and it's a unique sensation. It's also the best time to feel that everybody is a protagonist. We've always said it, that this is a popular feast for everybody, and everybody must feel that they are the main characters in this situation. And this year it's even more than before. I'd like to thank Miglia we've agreed together. If there is no real feeling, you can't do things together. But we've managed to do this, and we've long elongated the days by having concerts and every type of issue that will involve all the people and also the town. I'd like to thank you because you've chosen to bring contemporary art. I'm not saying anything, but you guys will tell it. There's the university relationship. We've had relations with everybody that's been strengthened. It's very important. There is the innovation that you'll tell us about. I'm saying things that I shouldn't say. No, it's in the press. It's in the press conference.
I was not
I'm continuing. But the theme of having a car with an autonomous driver, which isn't a real driver, but you'll tell the story, is showing again that Miglia has the capacity of our town to tell a story, which is a beautiful story and extraordinary, like the Miglia, but also with a look to the future. Very careful to see that the town wants to be a green town, and so that everybody can race in the same direction, including also to show the usual same sensitivity and solidarity that you have gathering funds for Emilia-Romagna. There's all the ingredients that will show our town as a beauty, innovation, solidarity. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Laura. Also because Clara Casaletti reminded us about the charity moment, which will have a very important, there'll be a very important moment dedicated to the fundraising for Emilia-Romagna. Miglia's history, especially speaking about the edition of 1953. But the president of ACI Brescia is always looking to the future, President Bonomi.
Hello. I'd like to take the opportunity to wish good luck and welcome the new Mayor Laura Castelletti. And I'd also like to say something which is very important. It's a long time that we've been speaking about this foundation. It's a long time that we've wanted the Miglia in Brescia. And I hope that this route that we've done and that we are doing will have continuity. And so we are asking the Mayor a great pledge to complete this project, which started in 2008. So 15 years have passed and we still haven't been able to have a positive result. I really hope that this year, as it's already 2 years that I'm promising this foundation, and I still haven't managed, I hope that in 2023 at least, it will be determined by what we've got to do. We've tried to include, of course, the municipality, the province, the Camera Commercio, the museum, the Club Mazzotti. We have tried to include everybody in this foundation. We must include this Miglia, and I hope that the mayor will be able to give us a hand, which will be a decisive hand. We had the hand, but it wasn't enough to close the deal. We hope that this is the year that we will be able to, because we've lost so much time. And I must say that Miglia Israel has done much more than we ever thought would have done when we started in 2008, because it's taken 4 years, because Miglia was done in 2012. And so other 11 years have passed since we started. As we've already said to the lawyer, to the mayor, we've promised that this year we're going to do a day more. Instead of 3 short days, which then became 4 days. It's now, and it's been asked to us, and we've said yes, of course, to do a week. So now we'll see how it will become, if it works and so on. We as Miglia, as the ACI club, we invest a lot. We have shown that the mayor is obliged to give us this opportunity to close the circle. Thank you. Good. So regarding instead Miglia, it's confirmed to be an active part as we said, Bergamo and Brescia, the culture, Italian capital culture, we will stop. Culture doesn't only mean culture, but it also means industrial culture. It means that we'll pass from Brembo, which is in Bergamo, a very important company in Bergamo, in this moment is having great changes. So it's also important that we'll stop there to give them a sign, an important sign, that Miglia is not only the past, but it's also going to be the future, like green, Exxon. So as we were authors in the past, when it started, and they had the courage, the great musketeers had the courage to go through, we are trying to be the same. We have also done, in order to elongate the week, the Bolides and Mansions, which has been able to bring the cars to the center of Brescia, and so culture, in every sense of the word. Culture also, as you call culture, industrial culture, but for us, it's also from mechanic, which is our strength. Another thing I'd like to emphasize, because Miglia is really going strong, is in the road safety. It's true that the police always help us, and they ensure compliance, and they help us always. And all forms of police, we have to have also this culture of road safety. We've raised the time of driving, but we've lowered the speed. We have also international cultures here at the University of Brescia on how to maintain road safety. This is a merit for Miglia. Of course, this is in agreement with all the forces in Brescia. We'd like to show once again that Brescia is a great potent power. And Miglia has also shown that this is something very, very important. So, looking to the future, I'm very optimistic, because the past has made us optimistic for the future, and I wish a good Miglia to everybody.
Thank you, President. Thank you very much. Thank you, President Aci Baroni, Aci Brescia. President Beatrice Sautini, Chairman of Miglia Serele. Beatrice Sautini is also going to give us a very important recalling of the 100 years of our Air Force.
This year, we will celebrate, together with the Air Force, 100 years of their work, although we are a little bit younger than that, just a little bit. But it's with great pleasure that we will launch ourselves in this adventure. It will have its clue moment when the Frecce Tricolore will pass through in Viale Venezia on the day of the start of the race, on the 13th, around midday, quarter past midday. So I'm just going to say what was said before.
What Laura Cassetti said, and also Cavalier Bonomi, it's going to be a Miglia 5 days. It's going to start on Tuesday the 13th, and will come back to Brescia on Saturday the 17th. It will cross Italy, going to Milan Marittima, Rome. It will go back up to Parma. It will stop the Friday the 17th, the 16th. It will be going through Piemonte, because it hasn't been going through since the 1940s. And then it's going to stop in Milan, in City Life. It will start on the Saturday the 17th and go through, as Bonomi was saying, but also in general the territories, because we must not forget the Italy of Miglia, to return back to Brescia and present itself in a different way with the three winners on the stage of Piazza Loggia on the Miglia the night, which will then give the end to the Miglia 2023. This is the program of the Miglia 5 days. This is the event of this year. We will start, as we said, with 12 Miglia green electric cars at 12:20 from Viale Venezia. We will continue with the cars, the 420 classic cars of the Miglia, which will then meet the 120 Ferrari tribute cars along their route. We will have an opening of the village in Piazza Vittoria on Sunday afternoon, when there will be presented these two very important aspects. One is the Brescia Bergamo Capital of Culture, the installation, which I think Dr. Piantoni will tell us more about later on, of a Netherlands artist, Sabine Marcelis, who will then be homage to the city of Brescia from Miglia as the contribution to with Confindustria. Then we have the car, the autonomous drive car created by the Politecnico of Milan, the Maserati Cielo, which will be doing a few sections of the route. This will it won't do the whole route, obviously, but some sections will be done in autonomous driving with a very important co-driver, Matteo Marzotto. So this is our Miglia. We are a big thank you to, as always, to the institutions and to all the police forces who will be flanking us in this very challenging, in an organizational sense, but also in a complete sense. It was very challenging for everybody, especially for the people who work at Miglia, who work with passion and professionality and tenaciousness. And thank you, because otherwise, without all these people, we would not be able to have these beautiful results. And thank you, naturally, to all the people who are following us in our route. As I said before, the people who follow Miglia are the point that closes the circuit and creates our light along the route. Without the people along the route, we could never be able to make or to create the Miglia race. Without the people, without our Italian style of living, which is eradicated in Brescia, but is Miglia is always and wants to become an international brand, taken through innovation and the representation of all the dynamic parts of ideas and intelligence that takes the tradition ahead of being dynamic, and also the speed that we're obviously of the Four Musketeers.
Thank you, President. Thank you, President Saltini. You said, Alberto Piantoni, CEO of Miglia, not only all aspects of the race, that I'm going to give it to you, your place. Thank you. Let's start by saying that Miglia has a wonderful relationship with the territory and the community. Without the community, without the people that wait for us along the route, there wouldn't be a Miglia. There would just be cars passing, but it could be even a museum of cars passing, but the people are the ones that make the difference. The difference is under many points of view, and let's say it's correct that Miglia comes back. 3 weeks ago, after the floods in Emilia-Romagna, some mayors called our colleagues from Ravenna saying, but are you still going to pass by? Are you still going to? Is this the concrete way for us to be solidarity with them, is to go through? If we go through these towns, then we can be like a light that shows the road, and we can show them these associations and these municipalities, and we can even make people bring money to these associations, because when Miglia is called, Miglia answers, even with a concrete way of being Bresciano. I'm also want to say that it's a state-owned company, so it has a responsibility, which is very important, a very important responsibility, because Brescia Bergamo, the cultural capital, we did this project with the Polytechnic, which we will do it on Sunday. The art and design, there will be this installation, as I said, on Sunday afternoon we will present it on the front of the concreteness of how we want to show that we want to promote our town. We are becoming a brand, an international brand with our project, Italy of Miglia. We are supporting our town, our country, Marmo di Carrara, Cervia, the Cararoica, to all things that are important in Italy. So this responsibility sense is also aimed at towards the sustainability. Mille Miglia, SRL, and Coppa delle Alpi carbon neutral. Everything is carbon. We are trying to be carbon neutral. Also, Mille Miglia, this is very important that it will become carbon neutral. So we would like to take this ahead, the spirit, this long, long sight that we are having at the moment and that our past used to speak about, we are using it now. It's not only tradition. Mille Miglia must have the courage to look ahead. Look ahead means take the challenges to take the green talk. We use these themes also to take on these challenges. And my wish is that the audacity, these real thoughts, the courage of the past drivers convert into the future. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Alberto. Thank you, Alberto Piantoni. Never as this year, I think, has Mille Miglia been projected towards the future, as President Sautini said before, this autonomous driving car. But let us not forget that Mille Miglia is, however, a race. We will have the privilege of having once again at our start the three crews that won last year, and the fourth. We hope that the people that won last year will be able to have the fourth year, will win the fourth year in a row. But we don't know if it's true. But I don't know if we cannot say that. Now I would like to thank very much Maurizio Arrivabene here today, who is a councillor of Mille Miglia SRL. Welcome and thank you for being here.
For me, it's always a pleasure to be here in my town. And most of all, it's a pleasure to give my very humble contribution to this event, this international event. And I think about episodes when Marchion brought me from Switzerland to Maranello in Italy. And in Maranello, I was very concentrated on what are the RC contemporary cars. But there, also I started thinking about reflecting on the technology that we were working on, really incredible technology. But nothing of all this would have been possible without a solid past, with the work of the people, with the work on the heart, without the elements that work. So you can look at the future, you must look at the future, but without forgetting the heart, the arms, and the head. So a very important future guaranteed only on a solid past, but also from these three elements that give humanity, give heart. You know, we are in the time of this artificial intelligence, but I think this artificial intelligence is something which helps us to resolve quickly problems, but nothing could substitute the creativity, the imagination, and also certain things are instruments. You remember, to remember this, are instruments, but they're not the aim, the last aim of the things. So, speaking of memories, Maranello, while I was thinking about the thousands of meetings with engineers, technicians, and so on, and moreover, arrived this telephone call one day, and this call was from Franco Beretta. At the time, he was the president of Mille Miglia. I have accepted the offer of Sergio Marchionne because I want to do something for my country. But there was always something that was missing. And this thing that was missing was completed by the phone call of Franco. That day, he asked me to come into the board of administration of Mille Miglia. And in that minute, I understood that thing that had been missing was to do, also in a very small way, as I'm doing, a gesture or something that I could do for my town. So I thank Franco, like I thank Aldo Bonomi, who at that time gave us the benediction, let's say, the Ubi and Torbi of Acci of Brescia. But I must say that from this relationship, where they, not knowingly, gave me my desire, which became true. Not only a work relationship formed, but also a great friendship. So I'm very happy for this. So for me, it's a great pleasure to be at Brescia. They have said everything. The mayor, Castelletti, Aldo, President Sautini, and Alberto, they've said everything on Miglia. The most interesting thing, some have complained about, we Italians are always the ones who have to complain. The foreigners never, they're always happy. The fact that Miglia is longer, but I think that this is an opportunity to get our towns to be known. In this way, we can show that our towns are not only town of industry, and very, take my hat off for that, but we're also known for our history, for tourism, and why not? And also for the passion of the cars. And Fabio, another thing that I discovered in Maranello, we used to snob a little bit the historic races. But in the end, working here, I've understood something which is very important, that the official crews who compete or are paid or are under contract by automotive houses, so they're real races, so it's not just a walkover, it's something very important, something to be proud of for us and also for the future. So I would like to thank you all. I'd like to thank the town and who called me, and I'm a humble witness of this great event of Miglia. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Maurizio. Thank you, Maurizio Arrivabene, who has stimulated me, who has brought many reflections to me. One is the link between the Air Force, as President Sautini said before. As many of you know, Enzo Ferrari chose the symbol of the Ferrari, of the prancing horse, which was the Paolo Baracca gave to Enzo Ferrari. This gift, which was something that was given also for the First World War. We said that Miglia will be quite long. It will be 5 days long. That there will be a leg, there will be a stopover in Milan, and also be a beautiful moment in Piemonte. The father of the route is always Giuseppe Cherubini, and I would like him to come and explain to us the route.
Hello, thank you, and please, before I start, I'd like to start thanking some areas. Lugo, Imola, Ravenna, Forlì, Cervia, and of course I've forgotten somebody. But just to say, just because I'm a little bit emotional today, not because I don't want to thank them, the first thing that they did was after this drama was they called us and they said, we are ready for you. And we said, we are ready, we will pass. So we'll start on the 13th of June. After the tricolore have passed, every day we will go through a different area, which will remind us of the airport and of the Air Force, Gedi, Simeone. We will come back to Piazza Bra. We'll go to Ferrara. After Lugo, historic passage to Imola, where the famous Autodrome. And then the first 300 kilometers will stop in Cervia, Milano Marittima. The next day, we'll start from the military airport, Pesaro, which next year will be the capital culture. So Senigallia, Loreto, for the Madonna that will bring the protection to the Air Force, Macerata, Fermo and Ascoli, and then we'll arrive in Rome. The third passage will go through Rome, Vigna di Valle, the Air Force Museum. We'll go to Marta, Valdorcia. We'll park our cars in Piazza del Campo in Siena, where we will have our lunch, and then Pistoia, Abetone, Modena, Reggio Emilia, and Parma. The fourth leg will be completely new because we'll do from Parma. We'll go to San Damiano Military Airport, to Piacenza, Stradella, Pavia, Asti, Alessandria, Vercelli, Novara, to stop the leg in Milan. In the city life, after a passage control in Piazza Duomo. And the fifth leg is the one dedicated to the two cities of the city of capital, but it's actually one country, it's one town, because we'll go from Milano, we'll go to Treviglio, we'll stop at the Chilometro Rosso, so we'll go to upper town of Bergamo, where we will have some trials, and then from Bergamo Alta, we'll go to the castle of Brescia, and there'll be the trophy of the capitals of culture. And after that, we'll go to Iseo, Franciacorta, Gussago, and then we'll go through Brescia. And after 2,200 kilometers, 144 time trials, 8 average trials, we'll come back to Brescia. Miglia is considered a traveling museum, but if we think, we can say it shows our history. We show our food, our culture, our gastronomy. We show the most beautiful country in the world. But we have the warmth and the passion of the people, the most beautiful people in the world, that we thank. We thank also ANAS, which has given us the availability of the roads, even with all what's been going on. Thank you very, very much, and thank you for Miglia.
Thank you, Giuseppe. Thank you, Giuseppe Cherubini, also for having reminded us about ANAS and the support that and the security and the safety that they give us on the roads. There is going to be a charity car, which will be a pink car that is going to raise awareness for the cancer research for women. The last person, but not the least important is the person for the sponsor. Everybody, all the sponsors will be grouped together in the voice of Simona Zito, the general manager of Chopard Italy, which is a historical partner of Miglia. Welcome, Simona.
Good afternoon, everybody. Yes, of course, we are a historical partner, almost historical like the beautiful cars that are on the race. And the partnership with Miglia, it started more than 36 years ago. And as usually happens in the family companies like ours, because Chopard is a big international company, leader in its sector of watches, but it's also an autonomous, independent and familiar family. The choice to be near Miglia was formed by the passion for Miglia. And our co-president, Schäufler, who has a great passion for historical cars and for Miglia. And so also this year he will participate with Jackie X. He's a friend of the Maison and also ex-Formula One driver. And so, of course, we will be with you right up front. The new novelty that we have, the watch that we will celebrate this version, is a watch dedicated only to Italy. So it will be presented only on Italian territory and only in a very limited number. I'm wearing it now, of 100 pieces. I thought I was the only one, but Dr. Bonomi has also got one because he received it before me, and I will show you, and somebody you can see. This watch, we are really, really close to this watch because it's linked to the Italian territory, but also because our co-president has decided to give a contribution to the areas that were hit by the floods in Emilia-Romagna. And so part of the income will be donated to these territories of Emilia-Romagna, which I think is a wonderful gesture and thought. I think this is it. We're ready. We're waiting for you all in Piazza Vittoria, in our lounge, and we can't wait to start this beautiful experience in Sema together.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you, Chopard. Thank you, Simona. There will be radio DJ who will follow the whole race. There are also very important guests. You can find it in the place on the piece of paper where all the names are written. And I will thank you very much. I will see you on Tuesday. Thank you. Bye-bye.